Hello.
Hello, Sudhir.
Hello, Sunmeet. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Hello.
Yeah, right. Uh, so can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. Yes, yes, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're from Ahmedabad, right?
Right.
Okay. And tell me a little bit more about yourself.
I'm working professional. Uh, as you know, I am Sudhir
Hmm.
Kumar Sukla. Uh, I have
Hmm. Hmm.
total nine plus year experience in finance and accounts domain. Currently, I'm working
Okay.
in one MNC company.
Hmm.
I'm postgraduate in finance,
About to graduate.
postgraduate in finance and accounts.
Okay, you're a postgraduate in finance. That's great. So were you always you were born in Ahmedabad? Did you always live in Ahmedabad, or are you from outside another place?
No, no, I am basically from Ahmedabad, but my native place from Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh. Okay, but you were born in Ahmedabad. Your parents
Right.
relocated to Gujarat.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so are you like? Would you consider yourself Gujarati, or do you consider yourself? What are people from UP called? I don't know. What are they called?
They call, in Bhayaji.
Okay, they call themselves Bhaiyaji. Right. Because I was wondering, it just came to my mind. People from Haryana, they called Haryanvi. I'm Punjabi. I'm not from Punjab, but I was born and raised in Chandigarh, and my parents are Punjabis. Yeah. So what
Okay.
do but them? What do women call themselves from UP? Those who are from UP.
They also calling it, they are Bhayaji also. Means,
Okay, all right, okay. So recently I saw this TV show, Your Honor. So the one of the characters keeps on saying, "Hum bhaiya hai, hum bhaiya hai." So he probably meant that they are from UP,
north side,
right?
right? Yeah.
Okay, right. So the background setting was in Punjab, but I mean, let me not narrate the story of the TV show. You should be doing that. But okay, now that context just got clear.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay. So tell me more about you. I mean, I prefer to talk about people and their background. I believe you're talking for the first time. It helps me to get you know better, and you will get to talk about something that you're familiar with. So you studied in
Sure, sure.
Gujarat.
And
You studied in Ahmedabad always, or did you study at any point? Did you study in another place?
no, no, no. From starting to end, Ahmedabad only.
Right. Okay. So yeah, my original question was: would you consider yourself Gujarati, or do you consider yourself a bhai from the Bhaiya community? Like culturally, are you
Culturally,
more well versed? Hmm. Yeah.
I know the Gujarati language also very well because
Okay.
I am living here last 25 to 30 years, and
Hmm.
also a lot of my friends from UP.
Hmm.
I just visit only for within a one year or two times only.
Okay. Right. But you do visit your home state once a year at least to
Yes,
maintain contact. Do you have family members living there?
right, right. My grandmother and my grandfather, they are still living
Hmm.
in UP,
Okay.
and my father and my mother, they living in Ahmedabad.
Okay. So don't they miss their home state? I mean, I understand because of work opportunities, and do they like Ahmedabad more or do they like UP more?
But if I will consider myself only, because I have just born and brought up
Hmm.
in Ahmedabad only. So I have not any lot of
Hmm.
time spent in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So for me, I am just
Hmm.
Gujarat. because I'm living in Gujarat, right? No,
Yeah,
no doubt. This
yeah.
is my
No,
native. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yes,
I love
continue.
I love both the places, my native place as well as
Hmm.
my
Yes.
working place also, right?
Hmm. Right. No, my question was that your parents must have moved to Ahmedabad. Your father must have moved here because of work. Or was there any
They
other
are,
reason? Yeah.
maybe they
So,
are missing, but we are
okay.
not missing, right?
Right.
They have,
Okay.
because they have the friends in Uttar Pradesh. Well, okay, but we have
Yeah.
all friends and all the our colleague or the relatives are
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. So have they actually brought this up to you? Have they ever shared that should we move back to a home state? And have you told your parents that no, I would rather stay in Ahmedabad?
No,
And then they
no, no.
decided that okay, then you've never had that conversation. Okay.
No.
Okay, sometimes people do that, right? They move to a new
Right.
place for some years, they earn money, and once they feel like they have reached a certain level, then they want to move back to their home state, right, or their home country. Anyway, let's move on. So you are working in Ahmedabad. You've always worked in Ahmedabad. Your social circle is here. So if I had to ask, what are your future plans? Uh, Tell me something about it.
First of all, my future plan is I want to learn in English and I want to speak in
Hmm.
fluency because currently I'm working in MNC company, so there is more requirement for if
Hmm.
I got some certain level of promotion. Okay, so I need one
Hmm.
great communication skill, right? I have a lot of the
Hmm.
skill in
Hmm.
my work, but I think so. This is the missing, and this is my weak area. So I
Okay.
want to improve my uh, communication level.
Hmm.
My area of interest is communicating with people, but also I
Hmm.
speak because in English, but in another language, in Hindi or Gujarati or any Bhojpuri language, I will do well.
Hmm. Okay. So you know you're familiar with three regional languages. That's no, two regional languages and one Hindi language. Right.
Right.
So Bhojpuri must be spoken at home or whenever you visit UP,
Right.
right? There must be two places where people speak Bhojpuri. And outside your home, if you visit the local market or if you catch up with your friends, what language do you interact with them? In what language do you interact with
Gujarati language. Gujarati language.
them? Gujarati. So your friends prefer Gujarati language.
Right.
They don't even use Hindi.
Yeah, they are using Hindi also, but most of my
Hmm.
friends Gujarati, right? So we are conversation
Okay.
in Gujarati.
Okay. So the
So
local flavor of Gujarat is very strong here.
right.
Okay. It has not been diluted by Bollywood or 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 by the media because people then start talking in Hindi. Hindi tends to take over. In Punjab, a lot of people talk in Hindi, even though Punjabi is a preferred language, but a lot of people speak primarily in Hindi.
Right.
So Gujarat hasn't been diluted by Hindi yet.
No, no, still some people are is using Hindi also. Okay, but I am
Hmm.
familiar with Gujarati. Okay, so
Okay. So when you
so
were
that's why we are
studying,
not converting.
when you were
Sorry.
studying, when you were in high school, when you were in college, right? What was the medium of learning and what was the medium of teaching? How were the teachers interacting with the students?
First of 1 to 12 standard, I learned from Hindi medium school. Okay, then after
Okay.
I complete
Okay.
my graduation in English medium.
Okay. Right. So in Hindi medium school, the teachers must be teaching in Hindi. That's quite obvious. So when you made that switch to English medium in college,
Yes.
did you face any?
In my
Hmm.
society, in my colleges, there is English
Hmm.
medium and Gujarati medium colleges. Both the language are available in colleges. So we met the friend over there
Okay.
and we start. I learned the Gujarati fully fledged after 17 to 18 years.
Okay.
18.
after the age of 18, you learned Gujarati,
Right.
right? Because okay, for some reason there is some interruption in your audio and video. I don't know why. You have some connectivity issues, so I wasn't able to catch everything that you said. Anyway, you said you learned Gujarati after the age of 18. What
Right.
was the need to learn Gujarati? Because you wanted to fit in better with your friends,
No,
or
no,
was
I,
it? Oh.
I have not done any personal training or anything because in my study, in Gujarati study, there is already one subject in Gujarati language. Okay,
Okay.
standard 6 to 9 or 10.
Okay. Then I understand. Then obviously you
So
got
I
familiar with
know
Gujarati.
the Gujarati,
Hmm.
I know the Gujarati, but after 18 years, I will communicate with people in Gujarati language.
Okay. Now I understand. Right. So my recommendation for you right now would be to just show up and have a conversation with the speakers. I like to recommend if you can think of a situation that you can describe in detail.
Okay,
Normally in a day-to-day life, when you talk to someone formally, you want to be brief, you want to be to the point. That is recommended. But over here, that would be counterproductive for you because you want to practice talking in English as much as possible. So if you
right.
can think about a situation that you can describe, because if I ask you too many questions, then I might end up asking personal questions. I try to avoid that. I don't want to do that. So voluntarily, if you can think of a situation where you had some experience with your friends or with your parents or any other family member, you visited some place and what was that experience like, or any incident that you can talk about, right? So just look at the session topic, see what the topic is about, and try and describe a story. Try and describe an incident that you personally experienced, like a story. If you can't think of any, then think of a movie that you saw, a book that you read, a news article that you read in the newspaper, and then talk about it in detail. When you describe something, that will enhance your ability to use the words you already know,
Okay,
right? So if for instance your vocabulary of English is 1000 words, you are probably using 2 to 300 words whenever you have to talk in English, and the other 700 words you can recognize if I use them or if you read them somewhere, but they are not part of your active vocabulary. You will not actively use them to talk. So you have to
okay,
bring them to the forefront, and you can only do that when you are trying to describe something in detail. Because when we talk in detail, we have to describe so many things that we don't even know what are the English names. So you will struggle a little bit.
right.
That's what we want. You want to expose your weaknesses so that you can figure out a strategy to work on it and improve them, right? And if you see the Clapingo session notes, they also have a vocabulary section. Again, that vocabulary section is, you obviously, if you randomly try and learn new words, you will have a tendency to forget them. So that's why the word list is relevant to the topic of the day, so that
Okay,
your brain can create some kind of connection. So if you want to learn new words, you have to do the same thing. So if you randomly try and learn a new word, you need to find a way how to use it in a sentence. And if you can't frame a sentence, look at example
okay,
sentences online. Then create a sentence of your own that is using that word, describing something you have experienced. That's how you
right.
will remember words, right? So
Sure.
this I think would really help you, because you are a working professional. You probably do not have much time to brush up lessons in detail, which is okay. You probably know enough English to convey your thoughts. Now you want to find ways to describe different situations using the same set of words that you already know. Okay,
Right.
right. So that's my recommendation. We have 3 minutes left. I did not start the session topic today because right after your introduction, we started encountering this network issue. So I deliberately did not start the
Sure.
session with topic discussion. So if there's anything you want to discuss with me, anything that you have, any problem that you're facing, any issues that you have, you want to figure out a solution, anything you want to discuss with me, let me know. Any kind of question you might have.
No. First of all, thanks. But I think you have covered all those of things. I have just only issue only just for my speaking. Okay. Only for speaking fluency. That's it only.
Okay. Okay, that's great then. So what I recommended earlier, that you need to describe situations in detail, that will really enhance your fluency. If you think
Right.
that theoretically you're sound, you don't have issues with vocabulary, then you just need to be creative. You just need to describe. And if you are actually describing something that you have personally experienced, you will be mentally, you will be very confident when you're talking about it. So if I interrupt
Okay.
you and I ask you a question to throw you off your momentum, right? You will be
Right.
able to handle it.
Okay.
So people who are nervous about their fluency, when somebody interrupts them to ask a question, they get really thrown off. They get really anxious or nervous, right? And they are not able to regain their momentum of talking. And they fumble sometimes, and then they stutter a little bit, maybe. I mean, or they will get really quiet, or they will start talking slowly, or they'll start talking fast, right? These are just
Right.
some of the signs of nervousness. So if you can face this challenge during Clapingo session, it will not bother you if in an actual formal setting like a meeting or something, somebody does that to you. You will not
Right.
be bothered by it. So
Right.
which would be great, right?
Right.
Mm. So yeah, that's I think that is the main issue for most people that really bothers them, right? So if it's an issue, then it's best to tackle it head on, to create that problem for yourself during your practice session. Clapping was basically practice sessions of the real life world. If you can
Yeah.
face that
That's
fear
why I
here,
have joined. Yeah.
yeah. So if you can face that fear here, you will be good to go. I mean, it will only take a few sessions for you to start building self confidence.
Sure.
Yeah, but your next time onwards, you need to make sure that your internet connection is better, slightly better. There is
Sure.
there is a lot of interruption, so maybe find a corner of the house where the connection is seamless, or maybe you want to join at a different time. Sometimes there are certain busy hours when the connection is not at its best.
Right. Maybe possibility.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we are about to get cut off in any second now. It was nice talking to you, Sudhir. I hope to ask you a lot of questions if I get to talk to you again. And hopefully you
Definitely.
will talk a lot. Okay. Okay then. Have a nice evening.
Okay. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye.